In the tātou katoa, nā mai haere mai koutukai, tēnā hui o te wāre Kāwhia. Greetings to you all and welcome to today's Kāwhia Community Board meeting. It is 3:02 and I declare the meeting open. If I could call on board member few to say a karakia.
O tēnā tātou katoa. Te tuatahi mihi atu ki a rātou koa whetūrangi kia. Hari rātou ki te pō iriri ki te pō tamu. Tēnei wā I maumahara ki a Sanapu, te nui o tana mahi I roto te hāpori o Kāwhia. O tira ki a Karen Stewart hoki, tō tātou Fire Chief o Kāwhia Moana. And o tira I maumahara ki a Brian Davey. Ki a rātou katoa, I ka tangi te nāka ki a rātou, ngā tangata o Kāwhia Moana, Kāwhia Kai, Kāwhia tangata. No reira hari atu. Tuarua, ka mihi atu ki a koe te koro matua Rodney. Me te tumi whakalai tānia, o tira te kaunihira o Otorohonga. O tira I mihi atu ki a koutou, e hara mai te hapori o Kāwhia ki te whakarongo ki tō tātou hui, o te Kāwhia Poari o Kāwhia Moana. No reira, I mua tō tātou hui, ka inoi tātou. He paumanawa hihiri, he paumanawa rarama. He paumanawa ki te karakia, he paumanawa ki te tangata. He paumanawa ki te aroha, he paumanawa kāhiki. He paumanawa ka toko u te pau, maia te pau. He paumanawa ora hui e tai ki. Nō reira tēnā tātou katoa.
And a warm welcome to our members of the public that are here today. So I'm glad to see that the early opening got out to everyone. Got it. There's no apologies. Moving on to the public forum. On the agenda is Renee Parks seeking a public forum spot. She has changed her speaking spot to this afternoon's Waipa Networks. It was in relation to Maru Energy grants and just what they could do in terms of heat pumps and installation and things like that. I thought it might be more appropriate that she tagged along with the Waipa Networks this afternoon at the 5 o'clock meeting. We did have another request for a public forum spot from Tina Jama up there in Rosamond Terrace, just in regard to the proposed footpath along that area up there. Unfortunately, Tina called me today. She hadn't been notified. She put a request through on Monday to attend the public forum, and I did approve that on Tuesday, but unfortunately, we didn't get back to her to say that it was good to go. So I'll apologise profusely on behalf of the Kāwhia Community Board and Otaronga District Council, and assure her that she'll have time to prepare for the next public meeting. Late items, there's no late items. Declarations of interest, there's nothing really in there that we can be conflicted with. So confirmation, moving on to confirmation of the minutes of the last meeting. You've all received those minutes, and you notice this time I've asked you to get any corrections to me early so that we can get them out to Kāwhia, so she's not having to double bang our minutes. So all those corrections that you sent through to me, I sent to Kāwhia, and as best as I can ascertain all those corrections you made. Is there anything else here? No, not corrections, but I've got a couple of questions. Questions? Yeah. Yeah, if you want to. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, just in relation to the board member updates and the minutes from last meeting, page 13. Is this a correction or it's just a question, really? The second paragraph, board member Harper reported that community members had requested a public meeting to discuss the proposed forced amalgamation and perceived closure of the community board. I just wondered, is that still happening? Was that going to happen, or if so, when? The meeting or the closure?
So I can probably answer that. So the intention is we expect government to make announcements in September around the amalgamations, and after that announcement, the intention was for the mayor to come back and give an update to the board here on what that outcome is.
That'll be October, as far as I can see it. Yeah. Now, board members,
On page 14, second paragraph again, second sentence, but just in relation to the transfer station and the pricing board that was going to be put up at the gate. I'm not too sure now when the new contract was started, but
July the 1st.
July the 1st, was it? Yeah, so we've had a couple of months anyway, and I just wondered what the problem was getting that signage up, because apparently it's causing a bit of confusion to some of the users going in there. So that was just a question.
I can pass that back on unless Jared wants to.
Thank you.
Jared, you're online, or do you want to save this for GB later on? Okay, we'll save it for GB.
Okay.
That's okay. We'll leave it for a little bit, okay? Anything else?
No, that was it. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Is that it, board members?
Yep.
Right, I'd like to move that those meetings be accepted as a true and correct record. Do I have a second? of
I'm
that?
sorry, Jeffrey, I just have one issue that I question as well, and that is on page 15. And that the board requested that staff provide further information on the proposed program of works, including the scope of works, project timing, and any periods when the centre here may be unavailable for regular users. And I'm just wondering where that's going.
That's why Jared's online here. That's at the back of the page. A monthly, there's a workshop meeting, the community facilities asset management plan. That's on the last page of your agenda.
Yep.
That's why Jared's online. He puts an update there. Do I have a second of that?
Yep.
All those in favour?
Aye.
Carried. Decision reports. We're moving on to item number 9, page 19 in your agenda. And this is a decision report just in regard to the funding of the community centre upgrade. It's a technicality to. I'll let Graham Bunn speak to this. It's your report, Graham.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely. Yep.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So yeah, this report is just to talk to change of funding for the proposed upgrade to the Kāwhia Community Centre. So we've included 100K of funding in our annual plan for this year. There was to be funded 45,000 from the surplus that was sitting within the Kāwhia Community Centre account. That was a carryover from when the surplus there when Alan and Sandra were managing the hall. And it was proposed to fund the balance, the 55K by internal loans. So this report is just to change the internal loan funding to funding the 55K out of the Kāwhia Community Board General Reserve Fund. The balance of the General Reserve Fund at the 30th of June was 206,461, and using that balance to fund the 55K would bring that down to 151,461. And that would mean there would be no future internal loan repayments that would have been rate funded across the board in the future. So happy to take any questions.
Any questions, board members?
Yep.
Councillor Jeffries has a question. You, Graham?
Thanks, Kim.
Good afternoon, Graham. Yeah, Graham, on 4.1 of the report, which is on page 19, it says the upgrade was to be funded partly from the surplus in the Kāwhia Community Centre activity of 45 and partly from internal loan. Graham, can you tell me that money that came across from the previous hall committee, which I understand was probably that 45,000, I understood that was actually earmarked for levelling the left-hand corner of the hall where the piles had put some sort of shrunk a bit. And I'm just a bit concerned that we're going to go ahead and spend a lot of money on a roof if the hall itself hasn't been levelled. Are you able to comment on that?
Yeah, I guess at this stage, Kit, this report's just around the 55K funding. So Jared in his community facilities update will give you a briefing on what is proposed with the 100K, and I'm sure he'll be able to fill you in on what was happening with the piles at the corner of the hall as well.
Yep, okay, thank you.
Any other questions? The fairly basic report. Yes, there's change in the way. We're not going to be burdening the community with a loan. We're going to use available reserve funds. So good
Good decision.
Yeah, $100,000, and it might be more. You know, we've got a substantial reserve fund in there. I'm sure if we said to Jared, you can spend some more money, you'll find ways to do that, won't you, Jared? Turn the volume.
You give me money, Jeff, I'll spend it for you.
Okay, the staff recommendation is, and the motion is, that the Kāwhia Community Board recommends to Otaronga District Council that the upgrade of the Kāwhia Community Centre, as adopted in the 26-27 annual plan, be funded from the Kāwhia Community Board General Reserve Fund instead of the proposed internal loan funding of 55K. I'd like to move that. Do I have a seconder? Board Member Mahara, all those in favour? Against, carried. Thank you, Graham.
Thanks, Jeff.
Information only reports. There are no information only reports. This is a new one. This is appendices. That item number 7.
Finance advance report.
So, no, yes. See, it's all been running back, so I think it's. Are you still online, Graham?
Yes, I am. Yep.
Just in regard to that, the update that we're going to get from you with the terms and references for the Kāwhia Community Board General Reserve Fund. Is that progressing?
Yes, it is progressing, and I should have that. Apologies for not having that done for this meeting, Mr. Chair, but I'll have that ready for the next meeting. Just in terms of any questions you might have around the use of that fund, particularly with the work that Paul's going to talk to you about regards to the footpath. There's no problem using that fund for that if that was going to come up, if you are relying on those terms of reference to make that decision, Mr. Chair. So that's capital work. There's no problem using that money for that purpose.
Yep, great.
Thank you. Move a second.
Oh, you'll move that. Yeah. There's any second. Okay. There was no one against today.
No, thanks, bud.
Moving on to board members' updates. Board Member Hugh. Board Member Harper.
Okay. Sports club. I see more great progress with windows and doors almost completed. I was talking to Dave Walsh, and he states that they changed the foreground around slightly so they can accommodate some community users if they choose to use it. The Kai Fest committee plans are moving forward towards next year's festival. I just thought I'd like to put a little bit of a push in here for Kenneth Riddell on that committee. He is doing an extra lot of work trying to make sure the festival is future-proofed. And it's just good things happening. The budget book that we were supplied by that we've got, it was good to have the budget book made available. I still have some difficulty aligning the budget book to the list of council assets in this town and being able to understand the returns the community is getting for their assets. But it's a work in progress, and we have maybe 2 years to clarify what we own and what returns we get. It would be a pity if Kāwhia assets fell through the cracks during the Head Start program. And on the Head Start program, I believe that it was a serious misstep from the council not to have included community board chairs in the original talks. I feel that because Waitomo doesn't have community boards, it appears as though this has been accepted as the status quo for for perhaps the King Country District Council. And it's a bit of a concern. I get lots of comments in the community about it, and it's a bit of a worry. I attended a infrastructure meeting at the council, only in the public gallery, where discussions were taking place about seawalls, etc. The KCB weren't asked to attend officially, and I was very disappointed by that decision. The hub, things are going well up there. They're running meetings regarding mental health initiatives with the youth. They have a nurse visiting most Wednesdays for the community. And it's a nice, well-populated place. The fitness trail, we had a good meeting this morning at 10 o'clock, which I didn't get, unfortunately, notice about, but I managed to hear about it. And it was nice to meet Shelley, who was trying to coordinate this project, and it was a good, positive meeting. Well, at least I thought so anyway.
Yes, name was Sally.
Yeah.
What? Oh, Sally. And as at 14:30 today, there was no sign up at the dump to explain the charges. And that's my record.
Thank you, Board Member Harper.
Yeah, no problem.
Councillor Jeffries?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chairman. Can I just say that it's nice to see Board Member Hinger back around the table? Yeah, good to see you fighting fit again.
Yeah.
Yep. And thank you for that wee gift this morning.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I shared Board Member Harper's concerns about the non-involvement, if you like, of the community board, around the Head Start program. And I can assure you that wherever possible, I have tried to push, if you like, for the community boards to be involved. So let's just leave it at that in the meantime, and hope that going forward, perhaps better recognition is given to the boards and the input that they can offer. Just very quickly, the last month, 4th of August, we had an extraordinary meeting of council. On the 6th of August, we had the community board meeting here, and that was followed by a concept plan workshop and establishing priorities. And I just want to say thank you again to Mark Lewis for leading the charge on that, and Tony. I thought that was quite a worthwhile exercise, and I'm hoping that that a lot of good will come out of that. I think some of the priorities may have even changed as a result of it. So, yep. 11th of August, we had an elected members workshop. 17th of August, I had the risk and assurance meeting in Otrahonga. And if anyone's interested, the minutes for that are on the website. 18th of August, Local Government New Zealand had a Zoom meeting, just a brief meeting, which I logged into, and it was a bit of a non-event, I thought. So nothing much to report on that. 19th of August, we had an informal community board meeting here, and the discussion centred on budgets on the seawall and the community centre, and there was, I thought, some very worthy commentary around all of those, and again, hopefully something will come out of that. On the 20th of August, we had the annual general meeting for the North King Country Justices of the Peace Association, which I attended by Zoom. And we've had a couple of meetings during the month, as Richard has mentioned, for the Kāwhia Kai Festival. And there's a good little committee operating there, and very, very positive vibes coming out of that. And there have been some funding applications made to assist with the funding of that festival. We're just waiting to hear back on those. I've been following up with the Raglan Community Board on the potential to have a regular bus service operating from Kāwhia to Otrahonga or Te Awamutu, or both. And there's possibly an opportunity for me to attend the next Regional Transport Committee and make a presentation to them on what I believe is would be a vital service for this community, and one hopefully would be well supported if it was introduced. So it'll be initially on a trial basis for 12 months, just to see how it is supported. So I guess it's the old story. Once you've got it, you use it or you lose it. So I'm hoping that if it is introduced, that the community will embrace that and actually support that initiative. We've got the Maori Trust and Waipa Networks attending today, and that's around the home insulation and heat pumps and so on. And just for your background, Maori Trust was a trust that operated solely within the Lions Company area. Waipa Networks didn't have anything similar to Maori Trust operating in the Otahonga area, but they have between them agreed to jointly cover both areas. And so it'll be interesting to see what the presentation is today from Maori Trust on that. But if you get an opportunity to read the annual reports from Maori Trust, they have done a lot of work in the Waitonga and further south areas by providing homes with wall and ceiling insulation and heat pumps. They provide the heat pumps as well. And I think there's possibly a bit of an opportunity for that to expand it out this way. So we'll just see what happens there. And I've approached Sport Waikato. This is in relation to the fitness trail, to see what funding assistance they may be able to provide in terms of the stations, of the fitness stations that will be added to that fitness trail. And I understand there's about six or seven of those. And each one of those will need to be funded in some way. So I've made an approach to Sport Waikato to see whether they've got any funding to assist with that. So that's pretty much it for me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good. Thank you. Good follow.
Board Member Mahara.
Thank you. So in this month of August, so we had Kāwhia voting in Angling Club. The club has been active through August with its start fishing. So 3 weeks in a row, fishing events providing opportunities for whānau in the wide community to come together and enjoy our harbour. The Toi Ora Kia Kāwhia Moana has continued its community hauora and kaumātua focused activities, supporting connections, wellbeing and whānau. Local volunteers and community organisations continue to contribute to keeping Kāwhia active, connected and welcoming. Kāwhia Hauora Club community fitness sessions, they have it here weekly and every day. And Jo, your wife joins them as well.
When you can,
Yeah.
when she's not working.
Yeah. And then we have the strength and exercise, and they have it here every Thursdays, and that's supporting mobility and fall prevention. And then once a week for 6 weeks, we have yoga here, and that's going really well. This is her second session. So we've finished the 6 weeks one, now we're on to this another 6 week session. So those are the activities that's been happening here in our community. Kia ora.
Good update.
Their fitness group was here this morning when we were having our hui and they,
But a lot of active. But very active.
yeah.
Very active.
So, yeah, tēnā tātou katoa. Lovely to see everybody again, and yeah, cool to be in this space this afternoon. I haven't really got much reports, but I've just got a few questions if I could ask that now. But I attended the fitness trail hui this morning, which is great because it's been going. I attended the first hui way back. It must be about 4 years ago now. So it's been work in progress. But Jeanette and Galen really drive have driven that kaupapa for a long time. So, and it was good to see a good turnout there this morning. And great to hear that Kit already has been in contact with Sport Waikato, especially we just had our hui this morning. So that's really been proactive. So thanks for that, Kit. For me, just storyboards are in progress still with through via Frank and the Runanga. So that's work in progress. Sorry, we haven't got a report to report back today, but yeah, we will work on that. I just wanted to ask a couple of questions. Is at our one of the last week that I attended, we're going to get a poll put up for our photo frame. Is that work in progress still happening, Richard?
No,
It's not.
no, I got a really nice native post and it was looking really good. But being not too technologically, I did ask board members if they would come down and understand, so the height of it and all the rest of it, but nothing happened. And because the person who gave me this very nice bit of timber sort of was hesitant when he gave it to me, I scrubbed it all up, but I've returned it to him because I got no progress with myself with it. So no, it's gone nowhere, and I thought it was going to be entered into this this whole concept plan business. So
Okay.
and that's why. But I'm happy to go back and look at it again, I really am, because you could do something really nice and unique, which is what this post was.
Yeah.
But you need some assistance about the height and all the rest of it and whatever else. And I'm not a good person to set up a post for people to take selfies on, because I can't even hold one in my hand.
Okay. I didn't, yeah, it's been a bit of a work in progress, this one as well. So when the frame got put up, what we were wanting was just a poll. Doesn't need to be a poll, doesn't need to be anything, it's just to put your selfie stick on there so people can take their selfie photos in front of the frame. They've got one over in Whitianga. All it is just a square thing, and it's got and I sent a photo to.
Yes, you did, and it showed a very low height, which has sort of had me a little bit confused, to be quite frank. I wanted to know the height.
Right.
Sort of got nowhere with it.
Okay, let me just have a think on that one then.
I mean, and also maybe we could expand on making it more than just a simple post.
Yeah, but the
Maybe
thing is like, it's taken this, like, how long ago did we get that put up? And it's taken this far, not even to, I'll be happy with just a poll with just a selfie stick, honestly, because it's just the time, it's taken a long time to get to where we are now. But anyway, it's just a bit of feedback from, if you look at that photo, it's quite simple. But I see a lot of people taking photos down there, and I know there would be more if there was just somewhere like a selfie.
Oh, I agree with you. It'll be well used.
If I could do it, I'll do it myself. But anyway, we'll leave it there and decide. I'll just have another think. Ka pai? So thanks for the update on that. The second, my other last query is, when can we discuss the speed bumps? When can we discuss that at the Suri? So we can put a bit of action into passing this.
Go to the page 5 on your agenda.
So we will be talking about it today. Okay,
That's why Paul's strange in there. I can see Paul in there.
Let's call. Kia ora, that's me, tēnā tātou.
That's the asset management plan for roading and community facility. That's in the workshops after the meeting.
So if it's after the meeting, if you want to pass anything, can we do that?
You can't pass anything because it's not on the agenda.
So
It'll be the next stage here.
So this doesn't need to go to the board. This is operation. So it's just around when it's going to happen. And what
Yeah,
that's-
so it's really important that we do get
It
this.
will be recorded.
Good. I just wanted to know that it's going to be recorded and it's going to be actioned. Ka pai.
So that it'll be very clearly recorded with.
Yes, we just need some clarification, and so everything's clear. Thank you.
Is that all?
That's all.
Thank you very much, and it is good to see you back.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Paul.
Okay.
I
Been a lonely time at times.
think someone.
Sorry.
Mr.
Yep, you got the full run.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Chair, just in relation to Richard's comments around Kāwhia assets and property. Kerry's going to bring a presentation to the board. Was going to come to this meeting, but because it was such a full agenda with the Lions Company, we'll bring it to the next meeting. So that presentation will include all of Kāwhia property. And if we've got all that loaded into GIS, so it's all visual as well. And so we can go through each Kāwhia property, the status of it, whether it's leased, the amount of revenue that we're getting off it. So we'll bring that to the next board meeting. And just in relation to the budget books, Brendan and I would be happy to meet with the board and work through any questions you had, rather than playing email tag with going back and forward and sometimes not answering the questions properly. So we'd be happy to come out there or have a meeting in town. So happy to do that.
Just in relation to that, Graham, we've been slowly collating our questions as a board as recommended by Kāwhia, but we're just holding off until we've got the actual figures for 25-26 confirmed, because when we did go through, there was a whole lot of zeros. I think so that's happening shortly, isn't it? The actual
just from our point of view, I think we'd rather answer those questions in person, Jeff, rather than just.
I understand that, but we haven't got a complete set of figures yet, have we?
Yeah, it's just we just get countless email questions, and it's just with workload, the current workload at the moment, we'd rather cover all that off in one meeting.
I haven't sent the other board members' questions through yet. But when I was doing my comparatives, I noticed a whole lot of zeros, and apparently it's because the 25-26 actuals haven't been confirmed yet, but that's happening shortly. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've got auditor here Monday week, so we won't have finished figures until the audit's completed. So
it'll be in 2 weeks' time.
No, audit will be here for 3 weeks.
3 weeks, that's fine. I can wait. Can the other board members wait for the questions you've raised? Yeah, we can wait until the actuals are through for 25-26, and then we've got some comparatives that we can, rather than looking at zeros. Is that okay with you, Graham? I can wait 3 weeks.
No, thanks. Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
We've got schedule that for next week. Well, once we've got the actuals, we've got some more questions. I don't think so. It was just a type of thing. So thank you for that, Graham. Jeffrey, it's been an interesting month, that's for sure, and I pick up on what board member Harper said about the August 11th infrastructure workshop, and it was difficult not to be able to participate in there officially as the elected member for Aotea. But I do appreciate the support of the board that turned up, because one day it will be Kāwhia that we're talking about over there. And I certainly hope that as board members we can be actively involved, and rather than having to attend it through the public forum. And I think that if there's any members from Aotea listening to this broadcast, thank you very much. It was very short notice to get you over there, but I certainly do appreciate the support that we got at that public meeting. I know that it was noticed, and it will be effective. The ARS committee have had a meeting about that in the past. A very good, what I thought was a very good letter on to Oklahoma District Council, and there'll be something coming from that. That week I had good news. I attended our local legend, Purahari Scott, our perennial presenter, and nearly a member of the Kāwhia Community Board, and her 80th birthday at Nagatu Marae was a great event, and certainly to see all the important people from Kāwhia that were there, and it was a great turnout. Purahari is she's been a backbone of Kāwhia now for a long time, that's for sure. Yesterday, went to the Koronehana, and it was, even though I don't understand obviously a lot of what's been said, I could pick up what was being said about Kāwhia and the people that have passed from Kāwhia. There's a lot of names mentioned here, so it was pretty powerful to pick up on that one. Okay. This morning we had the fitness meeting, fitness trail meeting, and that's for all of, I don't know how long it's been going on, it's been 3 or 4 years. And that really is the first time I've had a clear, precise meeting around what the fitness trail was trying to achieve. And what I can understand is that it got messed up a wee bit when the Better Off Places Together concept came in, and it got mixed up with the walking trail that was in there, and it lost a bit of steam. But today it's picked up its pace and should be away again. I'm pretty certain that'll be the first thing that we'll see come out of the Better Off Places Together. Right. The hall upgrade, we'll wait for Jared to do his report, but in terms of the stuff for the kitchen, the pie warmers and the pot boilers and the fridges and things like that, I got let down by a previous supplier. He didn't get my quote through in time, so I went to another one yesterday, and I've got some figures that I can pass on to the district council, and once they're approved, we can get some fridge in there and a pie warmer and some decent hot water boiling pots, so you can get your bloody pork bones going and things like that. And yes, I share the concerns of both Councillor Jeffries and Board Member Harper on the Head Start process. And while I appreciate there's still a long way to go, it would have been nice to just sort of have to read about what could potentially be happening, you know, rather than reading about it in the report. It's just sort of get a little bit of heads up that we might be on limited time. And that is all from Jeffrey. Very good. Thank you very much. Selfie poll, you and me have got another mission. Okay.
Appointment. Thank you.
I'll tell you what, it has got missed. You know, it got messed up with the pool upgrades and all the other stuff that's going on. I know Richard put a lot of work into it. Okay. Because the other idea I liked, who brought up the idea of the road sign?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Because I've got some good ideas about that. It doesn't have to point to Dargaville or Hong Kong or Tokyo. I reckon it should be put in the hot water beach.
Yeah.
To
We do our own spin
You got
on
it.
it. Yeah.
Right.
So that was one of my purposes, so I'll follow that through as well. You know.
So now
It's
that
making it more local.
well, now that we've got Shelley Sheedy on board as the driver of the Better Off Places Together, we'll be throwing ideas at her so she can get some early run on the board in terms of getting stuff here in Kāwhia. And the only thing last thing I'm going to Raro next week. Me and Tony,
Lucky you.
besties.
Okay.
I'll track you down. You know, we just happen to find out we're going at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Project, just moving on. Thank you, board members. That's a good positive update. Okay, it's a good positive update from everyone. You know, so we're a cool little board. Okay? From board, Kāwhia Storyboards, we're okay on that. We'll hang up. Kāwhia Reserve Fund. There oh, that's a report. So when you go down there below that, you'll see please note in red. Okay, so that's what Graham was talking about with the general reserve funds being used for the Kāwhia Hall upgrades. Okay? The Kāwhia, moving on, Kāwhia Community Board Discretionary Fund. There have been no applicants for the discretionary fund. Just on that note, though, on the top of page 23, it says ODC have yet to consider the board's request to carry over unspent funds from the 25-26 financial year. If approved, total remaining will be updated. Will that be at the next?
Yeah, Graham, I think that's at the next council meeting. That'll be approved, Graham. Consider.
Yeah, that will go to the September meeting, Jeff.
September. Okay. Thank you. Kāwhia Community Centre hall hire waivers. There's been no additional requests for hall hire, but that's I must say we've got two groups that are using that, both are raging successes. And just going by the noise that was coming out of this hall this morning, and you wouldn't think that most of the occupants are reasonably elderly, you know.
Yeah.
God, that was great. And it was just great. There would have been 15, 20 people. It sounded like 100 easily. Right? Yeah. But that's what, you know, I know we had some reservations about free of charge hall use, but those two groups are the ones that are using it, and that proves that it's worth it. And I did have a little suggestion to this morning. Maybe if they want to say thank you by a little spring clean or something like that. Yeah, so I put that idea out there. If you're listening. resolution register. I only have that one resolution, K20, and I'd still like to leave that on there until we get some feedback from the pensioners on whether it hasn't had any significant adverse effect on them. You happy with that, board members?
Yep.
Public excluded, no reports. Is that it? Well, we're wrapping through that one point nicely.
We have.
Okay. Now what happens, public, is I'll close the meeting, and we move on to workshops. And in those workshops, there's just a general discussion about some of the operational side of things, and the better off places together, which is the upgrades around the parks and things like that. The additions to the hall, what can we do about upgrading the hall? You know, there's $100,000 in the kitty at the moment, and none of that's going to be affecting your rates. That's all come out of reserve funds from the previous committee, who left a good little nest egg there, and the other 55k is coming out of the $200,000 plus reserve fund for Kāwhia. So no extra cost to Kāwhia on those ones, but we need to have a discussion about what to do, and that's what we're carrying on. So you're welcome to stay for that one. And then there's just the roading asset management plan, which will be about removing one of the or two or whatever of the speed humps around there on the corner of Puawi and Juva Street. And that's all. Well, with that, I'll thank the members of the public for being here. I'll thank the board members for turning up. I'll thank everyone for a very positive meeting, actually. Kāwhia, if you're listening. You listening, Kāwhia?
I certainly am.
You're coming next month, aren't you?
Yes, I will be there.
Okay. I'll put the cake away then, okay?
You just
For a
keep
whole
it.
month.
It might not be the same cake, okay? Okay, that's that. Can I call on board member Hugh, say the closing karakia?
O tēnā tātou katoa. I thought we could all say karakia together on our cards here. We'll do our karakia of Māori, and then we'll go to our English side. Nō reira, tēnā tātou. Mā te whakapono, mā te tūmanawho, mā te titiro, mā te whakalungu, mā te mahi kahi, mā te manawa nui, mā te aroha ka taia e tātou. By believing and trusting, by having faith and hope, by looking and searching, by listening and hearing, by working and striving together, by patience and perseverance, by all being done with compassion, we will succeed. Nō reira, tēnā tātou katoa.
And with that, at 3:45, I declare the meeting closed in the harbour.
Now the public were able to stay on.
The Waipa community meeting at 5 o'clock. We're at 9 now, guys, so you're welcome.